And you have to bear in mind, you have a female president. And my president of my organisation in Brussels has tipped her to be president of the European Union. So please, let's have women leaders in Lithuania and in Europe. Did you notice I came up on the front of the stairs instead of the back door? I think I've earned it. I've worked hard for my life. But most importantly, I'm about change. In your heads, I want you to rate yourselves of your ability to make change. Out of 10, what is your ability to make change today, in your community, in your country, in the world? A woman is like a tea bag. She doesn't know her own strength until she's dropped in hot water. This is my story. At the age of 16, my dad told me that business was no place for a woman. All Indians are going to be doctors, dentists, or pharmacists. So I got packed off to university to do pharmacy. I lasted 3 months and dropped out. It wasn't what I wanted to do. At the age of 19, I had an arranged marriage. I arranged it because my parents didn't agree with my choice of the boy. At the age of 23, I was told I was over-enthusiastic for my job. How can anybody be over-enthusiastic for a job? And in that, it was a banking job. At the age of 28, I was told I would never succeed in anything that I wanted to do because I was a woman. That is by my now ex-husband. Yes. And the reason he's my ex-husband is because he put me on the floor and he kicked me. And for 2 days, I couldn't move off the floor. Now, I'm lying there at the age of 29. The whole of my life, people have told me that I wasn't going to achieve. I was useless. I was of no value to society. Now, either you're going to lie there and you're going to accept it, or I'm going to make a change. And I decided it was my time to make a change, not only in my life, but in other people's lives also. I have no qualifications. I have no skills. I have no training. I had no money. I was a single parent. I was a survivor of domestic violence, so had no confidence at all. What could I do? The only thing that I could do was become an entrepreneur. And I started in my kitchen at home. I was literally in poverty. And I went to the kitchen cupboards and I opened them. And I made 4 samosas. A samosa is a triangle snack Indian food product. And I went out and I sold the 4. And I brought the profit back in and I made 8. And I went out and sold the 8. Next day, 16, 32, 64. Until 8 years later, we were producing 10,000 products a week. We went from supplying the local delicatessen to supplying supermarkets and airlines and still the same local delicatessen. We went from my kitchen at home to 2 factories, both in regeneration areas. And I went from just me to 35 staff, all my staff, long-term unemployed people. Because like me, society had told them that they had got nothing to offer. Society had written them off and told them they were of no value. We are wasting our human capital, and it has to stop. The fact that we have 40% of young people unemployed in the European Union today is disgusting. It's a crying shame, and we have to change it. And one of those ways that we can change it is through entrepreneurship. The other thing is that I have never employed anybody on a CV. I don't care what it says on your CV. I don't care what you can do. I don't even care what experience you have. I want people who want to work, people who have got the skills that they can offer me that I haven't got, because actually I can't do anything. All I can do is value your human capital, and that's what we've done. And I'm also actively campaigning for the words experience required to be removed from job adverts. It's discriminatory to young people and it's discriminatory to women. Doesn't matter about your experience, it's your desire to work, and we need to captivate that, and we need to make Europe great again. As a result, I became Asian Woman of Achievement, and I became the UK's best boss. So I have a few accolades. Today, I'm running the Madi group. It'll come up there in a minute. Madi stands for Make a Difference Ideas. And I decided, because I started to believe in myself, that if Versace and Gucci could brand their name, then so could I. So I did. And my brand is a registered trademark, and you will notice across the top of Madi is an ohm. It's because I try to be ethical in everything that I do. It's really important that you have ethics in business. The Madi Group is a group of companies, international ones. We make profit. We have not-for-profit social enterprises and also NGOs. It's about making a change. If I get up in the morning and I don't make a change, if I don't make a change to one person's life in this room today, my day has been a waste of time. So please, I hope I influence somebody. You are in charge of your lives. That's what the Madi Group is about. You don't need to know what I do. It's not really important. It's an international company. My PA is based in Delhi. My largest client is based in the US. Where is my office? I don't have an office. My office is a British Airways lounge. They give me free coffee, they give me free tea, they give me free internet access, and they have no idea how much paper I'm putting through their printers. Why do you need an office? You don't. And this is the problem with business plans, because a business plan will ask you, where will you be in 5 years' time? Well, in 5 years' time, I will be supplying supermarkets and airlines. So that means that I need 2 factories, I need 35 staff, I need an Arctic lorry, I need to park my Jaguar outside. But you haven't even produced one product. A business plan is for accessing finance. If you are building your business to access finance, you are building your business for the wrong reason. That's not what business is about. That's not what us as entrepreneurs are about. We are about making a change. We are about job creation. We are about wealth creation. We are about sustainable development. Let me explain it very, very simply. If I give you €1 and you give me €1, we each have €1. Agreed? Yes? Okay, thank you. If I give you one idea and you give me one idea, we each have 2 ideas. There are 7 billion people on the planet. If each person only had one idea and that one idea was allowed to be put into action, how many of those ideas could solve the current problems that we've got in the world? Poverty alleviation, food security, climate change. We have to turn ideas into action. Business, and most business people did not set up to start to earn money. They set up because they had a greater cause in life and they had a desire to prove that their ideas were valuable. If you're doing that, you're an entrepreneur, no matter what field you're doing it in. Even if you are a social entrepreneur, even if you're in a community, you're making a difference. So the question that I'm going to get, somebody's going to tweet it, how do we do it? It's simple. It's really simple. You take a blank piece of paper. And on the top of that piece of paper, you write down what it is that you really, really want to do. Note, you don't need any qualifications, you don't need any money, and you don't need anybody to tell you you can do it. Write down on the top of that piece of paper what it is that you really, really want to do. 95% of you cannot do it. And you cannot do it because nobody has told you that you are in charge of your life. You are the one who makes it happen. And if you can't see that vision, you aren't going to get there. So that's got to be your first starting point. You've got to know where you want to go. So start to think about it. If I said to you, we're all going to go to Richard Branson's island tomorrow, you immediately either have thought of Richard Branson and had a picture of Richard Branson in your head, or you've thought of his island. Not one of you has first thought, oh my God, how are we going to get there? Because it's not an issue. It's not even an issue when you start doing your business. If you have the vision, you will get there. That's the most important thing. It's not easy, and I'm not going to tell you it's easy, and I'm not going to tell you I've not had sleepless nights. But you have to do it, and you have to start. So you need 5 F's. First F, feasibility. Is what you want to do feasible? Well, let me tell you now, nothing is impossible. Nothing. Everything is feasible, everything is possible. Somebody, millions of years ago, thousands of years ago, said, I'm going to fly to the moon. And we know the story of Icarus and Daedalus. We know that their wings melted, so we know that there was a story that at least somebody had a go. We know the Wright brothers. We know the Apollo. And now what's Richard Branson offering? Holidays to the moon, or is it to Mars? Okay, you've just got to have the vision, so everything is possible. Second, foundation. Do you have the knowledge to do what it is that you want to do? We have the internet. You have mentors. You have people sitting next to you. The problem is, you don't tell anybody what it is that you want to do because you're so frightened that people are going to steal your ideas. Just tell them. And believe me, people will help you. Every single speaker has put up their email address for a reason. We are all here to help each other. Third one, fit for purpose. You can see I obviously don't jog every day. It's not about being fit and healthy here. It's being about 100% up here. 100% positive, not one negative thought. Work through your worries, but keep positive. Fourth one, Europe's favorite word, failure. If you haven't failed, you haven't learnt. Have I failed? Yes, I have. Did I learn? Yes, I did. Did I start up another business? I started 8 of them instead of putting all my eggs in one basket. You're born to fail, to fall over, because that's what you do. Otherwise, none of you would be walking. Because as babies, you start to crawl, and then you stand up and you let go, and all of a sudden you let go and you walk and you fall over. Well, I'm sorry, but you wouldn't have got up if you were born to fail. Give it a go. Stand up again, re-steady yourself, learn. And that's how you manage to walk. And note, you walk before you can run. Have a go. Fifth word, most important word, focus. Can you see us all on Richard Branson's island? Can you see where it is that you want to go? Because if you can see it, and you can see the change that you want to make, it will happen. Question is, what's on the top of my blank piece of paper? I'm 50 years old, just under. 50 years old. I've got 25 years left to achieve what I want to achieve. I want to turn 7 billion ideas into action. That is what drives me. And I need your help to make it happen. So tomorrow morning, I'm going to be standing outside at 9 o'clock in the morning. And inside my business cards, I put these things. It's a little tag. It doesn't mean anything. Apart from I want you to take it. I want some of you to buy them off me tomorrow because I want you to help me turn my ideas into action. You take it out and you make a commitment to change your life or somebody else's life. And you put it inside your purse. Every time you open your purse, you first of all think of me. And remember that this simple little girl can make a difference. And then you think, so can I. And then you remember your commitment. And you keep working on your commitment. And when you've done it, you take it out and throw it away. Gandhi said, you must be the change you want to see. Madi says, you must be the change you want to see. No excuses. Thank you for listening to me. I got no clock, so I'm sorry if I went over.
Yes. Actually, Madi's clock disappeared, but you were right on time. Thank you very much. Would you like a question from the app?
Yeah, let's have it.
Let's refresh and see what's top. There you go. Let's do this one. You actually have some personal emails here, too. You're going to want to get these later. How about that? But let's take this one. Do you think your company would have developed as fast as it did in a small market like Lithuania?
I think you can develop any companies from any size. I'm from an inner city, Nottingham. It develops slowly, and just as the marketing campaign and the internet marketing was shown, you start step by step and it grows, and you can do it from anywhere. There are no borders anymore, and this is the important thing. There are no borders. Just go for it. It's about networking as well, which is really important, just as important as emails, and people buy from people. So keep that in mind.
Is there an advantage to being smaller then, because the connections would be easier to make?
I love being small. But what I do is use the same philosophy as Sir Richard has done, and that is empower your people. Let your people tell you what they can do, and let them build the sub-companies. And as a result, the whole brand grows together. So we have these things called Madi Centres. We started the first one in Macedonia. We look after domestic violence survivors. But two people have come up to me and said, I want to do a Madi Centre, one in Cameroon, one in Ecuador. So the Madi Centre will be there, but I'm not running it. It's about empowering others and utilising others. And this is what we have to do in Europe. We have to value human capital.
Well, thank you very much, Madi.
Thank you.
And thanks for bringing the Y chromosome to the Forum One stage. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Madi.